I just got spoiled on some of the recent shenanigans going on in Jujutsu Kaisen. Don't worry, I won't say anything. Easy now, don't leave. However, I'm about 7 seconds from tongue-kissing this electric toaster. I'm not kidding. On a positive note, though, Kagura Bachi, a manga that everybody seems to be talking about, has the whole community up in arms and memeing all over the thing. If any of you were familiar with football or soccer for the American audience, there's a team known as Real Madrid, and they have a player known as Camavinga, great French midfielder. And the meme with him is, if your striker's injured, don't worry, because Camavinga, left back Camavinga, goalkeeper Camavinga, parents are divorcing Camavinga. And that's how it is with Kagura Bachi, seeing the whole community do all this stuff. It's pretty funny. The chapter itself, however, was all right. I wasn't really all too big on it yet, and that's not me trying to just be contrarian about everybody liking the whole thing, although I do think everybody's gone really off the wall with this stuff, which has only helped promote the series. Although I hope this isn't an Ayashiman sort of thing where the whole community's going crazy about it on social media and then it just sort of falls off and gets canceled for some reason, which would be really unfortunate because I think this one has potential. But really, so does any story within its first chapter. Look at Jujika no Rokunin. Really strong first chapter, the rest of it sucks. When it comes to Kagura Bachi, I thought the artwork was alright. At first, I wasn't impressed by it at all. However, everything was conversational, having Chihiro narrate and then his discussion with his father, who's a legendary blacksmith, talks to goldfish, a little eccentric, but the weird stuff is always nice, since that always makes things a little more memorable, makes characters separate themselves a bit from the cliche. Seeing Chihiro in the way that he is, he seems to be a rather emotionless kid, and that sort of cold, stoic demeanor follows on when the time skip happens in the chapter. It's approximately 4 years, if I get the math right, where we then see him traveling with somebody else and they run into Yakuza, and there's a scar on his face. He talks about waking up with hatred, which was a little bit on the nose for my liking, but it is what it is. Again, we'll only see how good that line serves in terms of retrospect. And we see him having to deal with this Yakuza, being this awesome swordsman. And given everything that happens, I'm going to assume his father was killed and now he's searching out vengeance as he wants to know where these Yakuza got this magic from. That's the only real explanation I can find in the goldfish from the beginning, tying to the sword powers that Chihiro has right now. A guy with black hair, a sword, on a vengeance quest is nothing new to me. But like I said, even though I can't positively praise this first chapter all too much, because again, it's just one chapter, even with Gachiakuta that was 20 in, I couldn't really say anything overly positive. I tried to be as fair as I could because you're just getting introduced to the characters and into the story. And that's how it really is for this. The artwork in the second half of this chapter was great. The paneling was awesome. I really liked the usage of contrast, the way that everything flowed within the fight scene itself. It was really just a one-sided slaughter on Chihiro's behalf. And it was cool. I enjoyed it. I could see why a lot of people into the community would jump onto it rather quickly, although I really hope this isn't a case of everybody loving something for a little bit and then just dropping it once a new shiny toy comes out. I think if this lives long enough to get an anime, given the right anime adaptation, I could see this becoming very, very popular. But again, how much of that we can really gauge right now is impossible to pretty much say. I hope the best for it, I really do. But again, I really also hope the best for Ayashima and other series that have been axed that I thought were great and just were not given enough time to grow and show what the storytelling is really capable of. So I hope that's not the case with this. However, it's been rather funny seeing the community go ballistic with the memes. It doesn't matter who your favorite main character is because Kagura Bachi now has the best main character. Doesn't matter who you think has the best cast because Kagura Bachi, with all three, really two of its characters, already has the best cast. Berserk, Vagabond, and artwork? Nah, Kagura Bachi. So that seems to be the gist of everything. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this really pans out in the upcoming weeks and months, really, and to see if this continues to grow or the hype for it just dies down completely. But that's all I really have to say about this. So if you'll excuse me, I have a bathtub and makeout session with this electric toaster. This has been The Masked Man. It's nice knowing y'all, in peace.